Cardi, that's my
Yeah,
girl.
that's your girl.
I love Cardi.
I might have to get into her a little bit. You ain't gonna fight me on it, honey, because I know y'all like the. I know you like the tussle.
Because I know you like to touch.
Like, nah, you don't like. I know you look.
I'm
No, because
dead.
I told you the topic the other day. I was like, I was getting in the car. She was like, yeah, well, I was like, oh, okay, hold on. I got a Barty gang, honey, Barty gang.
I love Cardi. She's so
No.
funny.
So the rapper was getting dragged on the internet as per usual. She always gets dragged on the internet, child.
Mm-hmm.
This time for being on the wrong side of an argument. So recently, she went on a rant on live to talk about these two TikTok creators, Big Groove and the Chicken Boy. Now, for those who may not know, Big Groove, he's that big dancing dude that be looking. I don't want to say he look like a gorilla because that's like anti-black, but I mean, well, he calls himself Donkey Kong and was dressing like Donkey Kong. So I mean, the shoe fits wear it, but he's known for like going into these spaces and these restaurants and like dancing, like he just randomly dancing. And now his new thing now is like eating like large consumptions of like food and calling it like shark bite. Chicken Boy doesn't need any introduction.
I
He's
don't know Chicken Boy.
you know of him.
I don't know him.
He's kind of new. He's newer than the Big Groove guy. I mean, but he basically he does this thing where he like eats chicken and it's like, oh my god, like it's very minstrelsy. Like it's very much. You ever seen that girl on TikTok that just be eating watermelons? Like this girl be fantasizing off of watermelons.
Lord, I never heard. I don't know. Maybe I don't
Literally.
watch enough TikTok.
Well, I live on TikTok, honey, because that's when they pay me over there, child. So I gotta give them, I gotta give them something. But let me see where we at with this story. Well, Cardi didn't like the fact that people were trying to start a petition to ban these creators from TikTok. And she went live saying that, oh, it's just cheesy and corny content. What's wrong with that? This is a crab in a bucket. This is crab in a bucket mentality, basically.
Okay.
So that's what she said, and a lot of people felt like, Cardi, maybe you don't understand the context of like what they're doing. Obviously, I said this earlier. This is like a form of minstrelsy. This is basically what they did, what white people do back in the day when they put in blackface and they were eating chicken and watermelon. And there were some black actors back in that day too that participated in that for a check. I don't blame them because that's all the work that they had back then. But we're talking about now, and these TikTok creators, it's not just cringy. It's demeaning, and they're doing it because they're doing it in these white spaces, so they know they're going to get a lot of attention. Unfortunately, on TikTok highlights black creators that make content like this. We can run by comparisons of content creators that are more for, I wouldn't say social justice, but like, that talk more on black topics as opposed to the ones that are for entertainment, like the King Botches or the Big Grooves of the world that sit there and post like cringy videos, but also that has this layered with minstrelsy. And I think that's what people were talking about. Cardi doesn't get that concept because Cardi is, and I hate to say it, actually, I don't hate to say it, the girl not black, and even if she was, she just doesn't get that. She just doesn't get it because I think she also plays a part in it. Because let's be clear, now her speaking Ebonics and stuff like that. That's what she picked up when she was living in the hood. I can't say that this is a front or an act, but she became viral and big for her personality that is, kooky and we should say ghetto-esque.
Ghetto-esque. It's like, no.
What do you mean by that?
I wasn't going to attack you.
Well, I'm just saying, like, of course Cardi would say, like, this is not good and this is stopping people's bags. When you participate in this type of content, and it's essentially. But you ain't got nothing.
I don't got no words.
You ain't got no words.
Like, nah, like you're saying, she probably might not know. You know what I mean? So, I mean, all that. I mean, the public is gonna attack anyway. She built for this, so I don't have nothing to say. I'm done.
Not your done.
I'm done.
I think she also went in her response too, because a lot of the blog started to post her as it started to trend, and she was essentially saying, "Oh well, what about how Jake Paul he made cringy videos back in the day? I don't know if you either Jake or Logan Paul. I don't know. They were brothers or whatever, and they did a lot of posts back in the day, back in the Vine days. I don't know if you remember.
I don't know
But
them.
you don't know the child. You don't know them. Oh my god. I mean." You had to been there. Like, but he did do a lot of cringy videos as well, but it was not demeaning to his race. Like, he would just do stupid shit. Like, he would it was not in the way that in comparison to what Big Groove and this Chicken Boy does, I'll just say, because it was
Boy. Like I just can't get over like it's somebody out here called Chicken Boy.
No, I mean, yeah, that's just it. Yeah, that's what he did.
I'm gonna find him on TikTok.
Now I'm gonna find him on TikTok, child. You better look. He literally, that's all his content is. He goes to different restaurants, and I guess it's for, because it's following for promotional reasons. You go to a restaurant that serves chicken, give him a dish, and then he'll just act a fool, like, "Oh my god, the chicken is so good," and the way he eats it, like what?
I gotta watch this, man.
No,
go down a rabbit hole.
Not the rabbit hole, child. But my thing is this, and then she also brings up like Mr. Beast, but Mr. Beast, I don't know what his content was before, but I know what he does now is he does a lot of he helps communities and stuff like that, because he's such a big creator. Like, he's like one of the top YouTubers, I believe, on the website. So, I mean, his content is not cringy. It's just more or less like helping others or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know these people too much, but I do know the level of cringe is not that much. Like, white people don't have to do much just to get attention on TikTok and to be famous on TikTok. Let's be very clear. There's different variations of white creators that do different things, but it seems to be the only time a black person in I should say any app, whether we're talking Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, like, you have to be these caricatures, while white creators are able to be anything they want. You get what I'm saying? Like, they can thrive in the beauty community. They can thrive in political commentary or just something else in that nature. But to be a successful black creator, you have to basically just like be this caricature or be this character that Big Groove and, like I said, the Chicken Boy has to offer. And I think that's just
I'm sorry for that. This is Chicken Boy for me. There's really somebody out there named Chicken Boy. Jesus.
I think what happened with Cardi, I think that she saw herself in these creators and got offended.
She probably did. I mean, that's usually how it happens. If it doesn't, it I don't know, it tapped into something. Like, bitch, how you think I got here?
Exactly.
Type shit.
But I think it was acceptable for her because she did it in a way, she was rapping. Like, no one really came for her. She wasn't doing what they were doing. You get what I'm saying? It was just the way she talked. That we knew that she came from the hood, so she had that Ebonics type lingo.
And her voice.
So but these guys, child, no, they are doing it just for the sole purpose of being like these characters that white people will always like laugh at. Now, do I think that their pages should be taken down? Absolutely not. We live in a free country. Okay. And banning somebody because they make cringy content is a slippery slope, because what will be considered to be banned in the future. Like,
right.
This will eventually, like, oh, you got to get banned because you're doing this, and you got to be like, I don't think people's pages should be banned. I think that eventually these creators will learn, once their relevance run out, that this is probably not the best type of content for them. I mean, because it doesn't evolve into anything. Like, you're going to continue to keep on dancing in these places. How long you think you're going to be doing that until people be like, all right, let's call the cops on this motherfucker?
Right.
Like,
because I would have been called the cops as soon as they walked in. I'm like, oh, for real?
Right. And they said he doing it in front of white people. It's going to take a Karen to be like, excuse me.
He's making me feel really uncomfortable.
Not here. Calling the cops.
Not here.
I'm leaving.
Not here. He said,
Not you said not here.
oh God. I wish a camera would. I have not had an interaction yet, so
I never had one either, child. And I was in the area where there was a lot of them yesterday, but you know how I survived. Now, one last thing I want to say on this topic also is the whole when people were saying, oh, they're doing it in front of white people. We need to not care how we're perceived by white people. Because one of us acts a fool does not mean that we're all fools. Let's be very clear. And white people are responsible to know that. Okay, it's because you see one person. Because let's be very clear. Like, we can turn it back to them. You know, there's people in their communities that be acting a fool. Does that mean the whole white? Well, a lot of them, but not all of y'all. Okay,
just have to shut up real quick.
that almost went back to the whole Will Smith situation because there was a lot of people like, oh my God, why would he do that at the Oscars in front of all those people? I'm like, girl,
shut up,
because y'all wouldn't have said nothing if it would have been at the BETs. Let's be very clear, it would have been expected.